everyone, this is Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise. You can find me at thescrapmaster.blogspot.com, and I have been asked to do a tutorial on bows. So that's what I'm going to do today. Some people on Facebook have been asking me about how I tie my bows, like this one here. And so today I'm going to do a little tutorial for you guys. The first thing you need is a good ribbon for tying into a bow. And there's a lot of different varieties, but I'm going to tell you my favorite kinds because that's what I use. Okay, so first, let's go through, and this is one if you want a really big bow. So maybe on a scrapbook page, or if it's going to be a main feature on your card. This is Stampin' Up's Striped Grosgrain. I think, let's see how big it is. This is 1 1/4 inch, so this one's really thick. It's big for a card. My absolute favorite of all is the 5/8 inch satin ribbon by Stampin' Up. So you'll see this on a lot of my cards tied into a bow because it's just my favorite. It makes a really pretty bow, and I like that it's a little bit shiny. You can see that. Alright, another really good one is the In Color Poly Tool by Stampin' Up. I think this is a 1/2 inch thick. Yeah, 1/2 inch thick. So this one ties really good bows too. And something that's very similar to this is the Papertrey Ink Saddle Stitch. And this is my only roll of the Saddle Stitch by Papertrey Ink, but last night I just ordered it in every color because I just love it so much. I don't think they say the width on here either. No, it just says Saddle Stitch. Well, they only have one Saddle Stitch, so I think that looks like about 5/8 inch. So those are my 4 favorite kinds to tie into a bow. And so when I'm tying into a bow, I loop my ribbon around the card and then tie it. So let's do that. So I just have a card base here that I'm going to use. And I'll tie a couple of different bows for you to see. Okay, so I start with my ribbon on the spool. Okay, and I drape some on this side. I'm left-handed, by the way, so you might have to do this a little backwards from what I'm doing. So the loose end, I always have it folding and tucking underneath. And you can see how this one kind of pulls and tugs. I usually try to make it go flat a little bit more. So I twist it that way. You know, I twisted it under, and that way my thing looks a little bit flatter, my little knot area. Okay, fold this one, that's going to be one of my loops. And then I take this piece around the front and tuck it in. Right, and now this is where you play around with it quite a bit. So you don't want to pinch the ends. What I do is I usually stick my fingers in the holes and pull until I get the knot looking tight. And then you can adjust everything around. It takes a little bit of adjusting to get it exactly how you want it. I want this piece puffed up a little bit, not folded under. Same with this side. And usually my 2 little ribbon ends go opposite of each other. And that's okay, I like it like that. But you can, if you really want to, you can pull this one down and then finagle it a little bit more to get how you want it. So then I would just cut off this little end. And I always cut diagonally just because I like the way it looks. Okay, another tip I've got for you while I'm thinking about it is the scissors you use need to be really sharp. And so what I do is I have a pair just for my ribbon. I have a little knot on here that says these are for ribbon only. And I do not use these on paper because paper will make your scissors a little bit less sharp. So I keep those just for my ribbon. And there's one bow. And then you just play with it until you get it exactly how you want it. And it's wrapped around your card. So another thing you can do, let's grab the satin and tie another one. So that's with the saddle stitch, and it always looks really nice with the ribbons that I picked out. And so another thing you can do, rather than tying it on your card and seeing it on the back of your card, is you can tie it onto a layer. So I just cut this layer to fit onto this card. I guess it would be like this because my card opens like that. So we're going to tie it onto this layer rather than having it on your whole card. So I'm going to do the same thing, drape out some on one end, and then have it on my spool on the other end. Oops, see, Stampin' Up! Attached two sections here, so I'm going to cut this off and use it for something else. I don't want that little cut piece on my card. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Pull out a bunch on the side, have my spool sitting here with some out, and then I always take my hanging piece and tuck it under. And then you can see this one wants to pull somewhere. I always tuck it to this side. Make my loop and go around it and then under. And then this is where you play around with it quite a bit until you get it exactly how you like it. See my ribbon twisted a little bit. Okay. Pull it tight, and then you just play around. See, now both my ends are going weird ways because I have it folded up a little bit. That's okay. So now my ends are going opposite directions just because my bow folded up a little bit. So with that one, I'd probably play around with it a little bit more, but just for time's sake, I'm going to cut these ends. And you can move the bow up and down because it's just on this one layer. And when you like where it is, let's say we like that position, then you just attach it to your card, and that way it's not going to show on the back of your card. So those are the two main ways I do bows. Thanks for watching. Bye.